Hey everyone, my name is James, and today I want to discuss what could happen to Terraria after the team no longer want to develop updates. Now, I'm going to make it clear right away, I actually have no idea if or when Terraria will stop updating. It doesn't seem like anything that's happening soon, so don't panic just yet. Now, the inspiration for this video actually came from a recent comment which reads, "What if Relogic did something similar to what the guys working on the Binding of Isaac are doing? What if Relogic made booster packs?" So today we're actually going to talk about this concept. Now, for those who aren't clued in as to what the commenter is referring to, recently the team behind the Binding of Isaac decided that it was time for them to step away from the project as they felt the game was complete following their latest huge expansion. They didn't, however, want the game to simply die off, so they made a one-year plan to add monthly booster packs into the game. Now, these booster packs would include small but highly praised mods from the Binding of Isaac community, which would then be balanced and packaged together to make a small booster pack containing 6 or 7 items. So that's the sort of thing we're talking about today. Terraria, as we know, doesn't work like the Binding of Isaac. In Isaac, items are completely random every time you play, and therefore it's a lot easier to slot booster packs into the base game without causing too many synergies to break. However, in Terraria, items require a lot more balancing as they have to fit into the progression already in the game, have a place to be found which isn't already too cluttered, and have a crafting recipe that is fair but also doesn't share too many similarities to other items. So you can see the immediate difficulties. Terraria also doesn't have official Steam Workshop support, making mods a lot harder to simply place into the game. The biggest problem, however, is the size of many of the Terraria mods available. Most of the big ones come with hundreds of new items and therefore new enemies and bosses to give purpose to the new items that it adds into the game. Now, these complications aside, I actually do think booster packs could work, but you would have to be very careful with what items you add. Whereas some would think it would be awesome to have everything from Thorium or Calamity thrown into the game, you would have to break them down by quite a bit and really pick out the best mechanics. So today I have created 2 Terraria booster packs that I think would work really well. I set myself the challenge of keeping them either very small or choosing elements that would fit instantly into Terraria without breaking too much. I also wanted to make sure that they added enough stuff to keep Terraria fans coming back, and I think the size of the second booster pack would really do an awesome job of that. So here is booster pack number 1. So I called this first booster pack Earth, Air and Sea. I thought by giving it a thematic name, I could try and keep this one a little bit more tight, a little bit more compact. So here is what I would add. I would first add the Queen Jellyfish boss from Thorium. Now, this boss is pretty fun. I feel like it slots into the game quite nicely because it's pretty hard mode but really offers up a nice challenge. It's actually something you can do before you face the wall of flesh and just gives another purpose to the ocean biome, which is something I know a lot of Terraria fans would like. Now, the cool thing about adding the Queen Jellyfish boss is that 2 of the items that it actually drops are actually pretty good, and I feel like would slot into Terraria really nicely. So one of them is the giant glow stick. So this is a boomerang that's also a glow stick, which is good because Terraria players, when they're starting off, could do with more light sources, and they don't always have glow sticks available. So this gives you a glow stick, which you can also use as a weapon, so you can, run through a cave, not have to swap to torches as frequently, and it also gives you just one, giant glow stick, which is just pretty awesome to see. So the other one is the Queen's glow stick, so another glow stick weapon, but this one is actually cool because instead of firing off, projectiles, it just fires out glow sticks. So what it actually does is it trades your mana for glow sticks, which means you don't have to go and buy more light sources. If you have the mana available, you can just use this staff. And the cool thing about the glow sticks it actually drops glow sticks that glow a little bit brighter and a little bit longer than regular glow sticks. But I would make that a little bit more rarer, so, it's not overpowered. Now, the second thing I would add is leaf gliding from Super Terraria World. So this is something you can do in Super Terraria World by holding up a leaf over an open campfire. Now, I feel like this would be really cool to add to the really early pre-hard mode, because people would be able to make arenas for some of the early bosses by having leaves and also having campfires. So you have the added benefit of being able to slowly regenerate health, and then you could switch to a leaf shoot yourself up in the air, have a slow descend, while also firing off a weapon. I imagine you would actually have to probably make this a mount to make it really work, but that combined with a weapon could be a really awesome thing for players that are just starting and need a little bit of a boost and don't have, you know, rocket boots yet, so they can't fly. So the next thing I'm going to add is the Forgotten Letter. Now this is actually from the Thorium mod as well, and it's actually just an owl pet. It's just a little pet, but it looks pretty awesome. It's a cool little reference to Harry Potter, and I thought I would throw a pet in there because I could have bogged down this little booster pack with loads of weapons and stuff, but I thought just adding a little pet is nice for the collectors who like to go out there and get every single pet, and it just adds a little bit more personality into the game. And then finally, I would add the Quagmire Yo-Yo. So that's where I cut the Earth part of this from. So this is a yo-yo from the Calamity mod. It's a little bit different than some of the other yo-yos. It actually leaves behind these spores, and the spores do extra damage. And I thought that was a really cool concept for the yo-yos, because yo-yos do the same thing no matter what all throughout the game. None of them fire lasers like they do in mods. And I thought this was actually a really nice balance. You would have to balance it out, of course, because it's quite overpowered. But I would really like to see this as part of a booster pack. It's great, once again, for people who like yo-yos. There's only 22 of them in the game, so this would make the 23rd. And I just think that would be really awesome to see. So, on to booster pack number 2. So, with the first booster pack, I tried to be really small, you know, but with this one, I just wanted to kind of go all out, but I wanted to make sure that it fitted into the game perfectly. So this one only technically adds 3 things, but I feel like this is just awesome. So the first thing I would add is the Bard class from Thorium, because the Bard class is amazing. It fits with Terraria so well. Instead of doing throwing or melee, you actually do symphonic damage. And the cool thing about the Bard class is there's actually 53 new weapons, 8 summons, and then 8 armor sets. And that's just mad. It's also just really fun to play as. Honestly, I really feel like the Bard class belongs in Terraria, and I really hope one day they strike a deal and add it in, because the Bard class is just so different to play. You know, you put down a summon, and it requires you to swap weapons constantly to keep up your buffs. Not many classes in Terraria require weapon swapping as much as this one, so I feel like it would be the perfect fit. And then the next 2 things I would add is boss checklist and boss health bar. These are things that YouTubers use in all of their series because it makes organizing things so much more easier. You know, for checklist, you can just open it up, have a little look down, see what's next. It tells you what item you need to go and get next, so that's a little bit of a hint for new players. And then with boss health bar, just a giant health bar at the bottom is actually really nice to see. It gives you something a little bit different than that little tiny green one that you get, and I just think it looks good. Of course, make boss checklist and boss health bar available in the options. You don't have to have it on all the time. You can toggle it on or off, but I feel like that would make a perfect booster pack number 2. A whole new class, and then 2 little minor upgrades that will just make your experience just a little bit better. So to answer the question finally, what if Relogic added booster packs? I actually feel like it would be a very good and very productive idea. You know, we see sometimes that Relogic listen to the community and take ideas from the community and add them to their updates, but these updates take a long time to make. Like, they take a really long time to make. So it would be so cool if when the team left Terraria for Terraria Otherworld or Terraria 2, you know, just leave somebody behind, collect these booster packs together, and I feel like it would be really awesome just to highlight some community members who have been making mods for a long time and keeping that, you know, community spirit alive. Obviously, as we know, some of the original Terraria modders from back in the day are actually now developers for Terraria, so I mean, we're kind of already there almost, but I feel like booster packs would honestly just be so cool to see, and would be a really good idea to keep the game going after development stops. I know I would appreciate it. So, that's going to be it for today's video. What did you think of my booster packs? I feel like booster pack number 2, which was called Musical Madness, I didn't mention that. I feel like that one will probably get a lot of comments saying, James, you literally added, you know, over 50 new items. What happened to keeping it small? But I feel like booster pack number 2 is my favorite. But what would you add as a booster pack? Let me know in the comment down below. I feel like that would be really interesting to discuss with all of you. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hey everyone, thank you all for watching today's video. It really means a lot, and an extra special thank you to the creator of the mods that we actually featured in this video. Now, if you actually want to see some more Terraria modded content, I actually have a second channel not many people know about where I do a bunch of Terraria Let's Plays with a bunch of mods thrown in. So if you'd like to see that, if you want more episodic content that's all about the gameplay, I actually have a second channel for that, and you'll find the link at the top of the description for my second channel, Chippy's Couch. Once again, thank you all for watching today's video. I've got some really great videos planned for the month of December. I'm very excited about it. We're actually going to be upgrading all of the equipment that we use so that the videos in December are even better. Right. See you in the next one, guys. Peace. Again.